How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How you
Good.
doing?
I'm doing really good.
Yeah,
I'm,
good.
I'm glad you sat down with me today. I appreciate it. I know it's early. I got you, doing an interview early in the morning, but I'm glad you decided to
It's
do it
all
for
good.
me.
No, this is good.
Yeah.
This is very good.
All right. So, nothing hard. I'm gonna keep it simple. Just find out a lot about you, and then find out a lot about the barbecue restaurant and what makes it special and what makes it different. It's called It's Different Barbecue.
Yep.
So we're gonna find out what makes it so different from so many other barbecue restaurants.
Got it.
All right. So first and foremost, what inspires you to even open a barbecue restaurant?
Um, I mean, the restaurant is more of a. I didn't want to get into the restaurant, right? Initially,
Yeah.
I'm coming from an IT background.
Okay.
My wife's project management, so
yeah.
this whole restaurant thing's a whole left turn.
It's a whole 180. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we didn't want to do a restaurant. We had other kind of models and concepts.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it required us to step out and have brand recognition, right? Building up a trust with the community.
Right.
And so, we knew that like it's inevitable. Like we were doing some catering here and there, but we needed to establish a restaurant for us to be legit within the community. Um, but yeah, for me getting into barbecue, man, this has been 17 years plus.
Oh,
like
wow.
I've been just and in the backyard, right? Just honing my craft, getting better at it, trying out different recipes, learning how to do things separate from what other people are saying.
Right.
And so, I mean, obviously, before that, I did a lot of cooking, but yeah, barbecue specific was probably been doing it for about 17 plus years. Nothing competitive or anything like that, just backyard stuff.
Okay. So you basically just took the recipes and stuff that you were already working on and then just put them into this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we had, everyone's an expert on the internet, right? So it's like I want to let me see what they're talking about, and I try it, and then I'd either like it or not like it.
Right.
And then I'd fine tune it a little bit. I try another thing, and then a lot of testing, a lot of different development as far as recipes go. What works, what doesn't work.
Okay.
And what's going to work for me.
Right.
Like that's a big thing. Right. Is what's going to work for me. And so really it was just taking what other folks were saying and then kind of melding that in with what I know as far as my own palate, like what is it that I like to eat.
Right.
And then giving that to folks or doing that on catering and seeing what it was that was catching. Right. If people really enjoy this, okay, what was it that they enjoyed? Right. Was it the sweetness? Was it the tartness? Was it the vinegar? Like I want to know what people enjoy. And then I tweak it a little bit more and then tweak it a little bit more. And then you just keep on trying to hone it in. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you have to like it. Well, you have to love it.
Yeah, you got to love it
for other people to like it.
Right.
And if you love what you're eating, then usually other people will find something that they like.
Exactly.
Yep. So what makes Buford, what makes Buford the place, to build a business, like build a restaurant especially?
Right. I think Buford's unique in that it sits in a population center that is very high in density.
Right.
But you still you're still far enough from the city to where it's like you're not completely overwhelmed by the amount of people. Even though for a restaurant that's a good thing, right? Barbecue is one of those niche kind of markets that really it's a numbers game.
Absolutely.
Right? Out of 10,000 people, how many of those 10,000 people actually want barbecue that day at that time? Right. And so when I was looking at, where do I establish myself? I was looking at Buford, Sewanee, Lawrenceville, but not so much. And then even possibly Alpharetta or even going all the way down to Perimeter.
Oh, wow. Right. Okay.
Because again, from a purely a business standpoint, it's a numbers game.
Right.
And so how many people are going to actually want barbecue? And then what's my competition? Right. Who else is doing barbecue? Who's doing it well? And then am I going to compete with them directly, or am I going to kind of a little bit more be a little bit more friendly, right? As far as who am I willing to compete against? Like who's my competition as far as like are they a giant corporate entity or are they just another small company and they're just trying to make it too? And so those were some of the aspects for me that I was very cognizant of when I was trying to find out where to set up. And when I found this spot, you know, we're a couple of miles away from some decent barbecue places, right? We got Mooney's up the road, we got Socks Love Barbecue, and then we have a few chains that are not far away from us either.
Right.
And so, you know, Buford's after one of the local barbecue places kind of shut down. Buford's been hungry for some good barbecue, right? And it was far enough away from some of these smaller shops to where I'm like, okay, I think this looks good. We're closer to some chains, but that's okay. I think people will understand that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it once this spot opened up for us, you know, it's like that was a no brainer. Let's go for it.
This is the perfect spot.
It's great.
You know, you're right. What was this, like 2 miles from the school, if that?
Yeah.
You know, you're right by the center of the population, really, because everybody's migrating around.
There's a lot of travel around here. Yeah.
I found it very easily. I was like, oh, this is perfect. It's right here.
Right.
Yeah, that was smart. So have you seen, you've been open how long now?
We've been open for 6 months now.
6 months. Mm-hmm. And have you seen a lot of growth?
It's been a very small incremental growth over time. And which is great. Right. Because, you know, again, this whole restaurant thing is new to us.
Right.
So I think we would be in over our heads if we grew too fast.
Right. Absolutely.
And so being able to kind of get into the groove, really just honing in on what it is that we're doing here, creating efficiencies in our process and our cooking process. Because, you know, barbecue, you can't just whip it up. Right. This stuff takes time. And so just getting all of that new knowledge here in the restaurant versus what we were doing back at home. Everything's new to us here. And so it's just a matter of, you know, how do we create processes for ourselves that when and if we decide to hire people, right, that they can come in, join our family, be able to do the things that we're doing effectively. And those are some of the challenges right now that we're kind of trying to squeeze through, because right now I'm fortunate to have my boys with me, right? My 2 sons and then my wife. But, you know, ideally I want to try to work them out of the restaurant at some point, right? They need a break too. And so, and they don't get paid. Nobody gets paid.
I understand that.
And so it's free labor. And so, you know, that's one of the great things about families. You know, they're just in it. They're just in it.
Because everybody wins together.
Yeah. And so, we'll get to a point where, you know, hopefully the growth continues to go, and I can hire people and bring people on, and hopefully just again continue to add a little bit more to the restaurant as we continue to grow.
Absolutely.
But the growth has been a very slow incremental growth. I mean, not to bore with numbers, but it's a very slow incremental growth. But again, I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Growth is growth.
Growth is growth.
And like you said, you know, if you grow too fast, you get overwhelmed, and then that hurts the business.
Yeah, or you make dumb mistakes.
Exactly.
Right. You make poor decisions and dumb mistakes.
Yeah.
And so, no, it's, you know, just trying to be thoughtful about the approach on everything that we do.
Absolutely. You talked a little bit about the cooking process. So as far as like the cooking side of it, did you teach yourself, or you know, who taught you how to cook as far as like in the beginning? Like
I mean, YouTube University, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. You know, there's just so much information out there. And so just really, you know, what is it that, you know, so-called experts are doing?
Right.
You know, some of the big barbecue names right out there. You know, the Franklins, the Leroy and Lewis, the Rodney Scotts, you know, all like across the nation. There's so many good barbecue folks within this history and this culture. That, hey, you know, you can glean information and knowledge from everything that they've been doing. And again, when I bring it into my context, how do I make it my own? Right. Because again, everyone's going to have a different flavor palette. Everyone's going to have a different take on what barbecue is, because barbecue is not. Oh man, that's
you good.
Oh
you
my
good.
gosh,
part of business, man.
Yeah. Let me silence this. That's embarrassing. I forgot to do that. Are you gonna have to edit that part out?
We gotta keep that in. To show how busy you are.
But yeah, you know, all the big names in barbecue, and so yeah, just trying to take what they've shown, what they've been allowed to, you know, recipe wise, and what they do, their process, and then making that my own, and again making it fit
Right.
into my context of what it is that we're doing here. And I think the hardest part has been trying to take that information and then instill that into the next person. So
Right.
in this case, it would be my boys,
Right.
right? How can I instill this information and knowledge in a quick and efficient manner,
Right.
to where they can repeat the same things that I'm doing? And so, really, it's just again making it my own,
Yeah.
and then trying to pass that along. And for me, there's in my world, and at least we're our recipes and our real everything's kind of pretty open. The only thing that we're pretty close-handed on is probably the banana pudding.
Okay.
Because that's something that my wife developed, and she's just like, nope, not sharing that.
Yeah.
Not sharing that. And I'm like, look, that's fine.
I was going to ask you that too, if you had any recipes that you were like, nope, I'm not going to share these recipes at all. So
Yeah.
the banana pudding is that
that is the recipe that is hands off. You're not allowed to share this. And I'm like, okay, I got it. She's really proud about that, and she should be. She should be. It's a good banana pudding, but everything else, like I don't mind sharing ingredients, right? Like I can tell you everything in the ingredients list, and more than happy to, right? Because one of my goals, especially just building out this kitchen, is being transparent, right? Is that in the barbecue world, everything's locked shut, right? There are no secrets. You don't share secrets, otherwise that your competitor is going to get a hold of those things. Nah. I'll tell you how to do things. I'll tell you what the ingredients are. I'll tell you what ratios you need. That's like wild. I'm an open book. Yeah. Like you ask me, and it's just like, no, this is how you do it. This is how we do it. Right. And this is our process in doing it.
And what makes you be so transparent like that? And that's one thing I could say is different about It's Different.
Yeah.
Is that you're saying that you are that transparent, and like you said, most restaurants, especially smaller restaurants, they're not going to share those things with you because they're going to think that's going to allow you to compete with them.
Yeah.
And so they're not going to share those things. What makes you so transparent and be willing to do that?
Yeah. Well, I think that, at my core, I'm an abundance kind of mentality. Gotcha. There's so many people that need to have good barbecue.
Right.
Like really.
Oh yeah.
But good barbecue needs to get out there in the
Absolutely.
world. We need good barbecue.
We need a petition for that. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, if I'm close-handed about things, like having a scarcity model, right? Then all of a sudden it's like, well, my goal for everyone to have good barbecue diminishes.
Gotcha.
Whereas if I have an abundance mentality, there's plenty of barbecue to go around, and I don't mind sharing my information.
Gotcha.
Right. The more barbecue that can get into people's hands, the better we are. And so I think, that's one of the keys in capitalism, right? Competition breeds better products. Right. Yeah. And so it's going to require you to have competition out there so that you can have a better product.
Absolutely.
And then the market kind of judges from there. Right.
Absolutely. That's good. I've never heard of, really in any business, you don't hear that a lot. Mm-hmm. But your approach to that makes a lot of sense because, like you said, if the goal is for everybody to experience it, whether it's here or whether it's in Swanee or it's in Lawrenceville, you can't always service the Swanee people. They can't get here on lunchtime and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So if you're sharing those ideas and sharing those, ingredients, they can do that in Swanee. Right. They can do that in Decatur and all those different places. Yep. And the product remains the same. Like it's still a good product.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's really dope. That you even think like that.
Yeah, well, and hopefully people make it their own too. Right. Right. And so you're going to bring in your cultural context. You're going to bring in your ethnic context. You're going to bring in all of your different flavor palettes, right, to the table when you say, hey, this is brisket. Do I want to do it Texas style? Do I want to do it like fusion? Do it like so many different ways that you can create something good. Yeah. And really it's just, well, this person did it this way. This is how they did it. What if I just changed the recipe a little bit and then just did it the same process? Right. So I'm all for it.
Man. I love it.
I'm all for it.
So you talk about your brisket, and you get really excited when you say brisket.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed this about yourself, but you get really excited about brisket.
Brisket's good.
So can you walk us through just that process? Like how do you prep and how you get prepared to even prepare your brisket and stuff like that?
So with our brisket product, I mean, it's brisket alone is already very expensive, very expensive. But we do a very aggressive trim. Like, you can take a 18-pound brisket, and we're probably trimming off a good 5 pounds of product before we even get it into the smoker. Right. So that's a lot of weight. Right. And then when you go to cook it, you're losing about 50% of that weight. So, we're going to end up with anywhere between like a 5 to 8 pound product, depending on how aggressive of our trim we do. And that's intentional. Like we're trying really hard to remove a ton of fat, right? Because brisket is very fatty. So we spend a lot of time removing a lot of fat, so that we don't have to serve that to our customer. And then on top of that, any extra meat we're carving out, making sure that we can get that into our burger trim or sausage. Sausage is coming, y'all. It's coming.
Yeah, I hear that. Hold them to that now.
But we do a very aggressive trim on that just to make sure everything's looking pretty. And then, we throw that in the smoker for like 12, 14 hours. Get that really low smoke in there.
Right.
And then what we do just because, we want to sleep at night.
Right.
We do a long hold overnight. So we'll get the briskets pulled out probably, I don't know, between 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, somewhere around there. We'll throw it into our warmers and just hold them at a low heat overnight. And then that's what we're serving the next day.
Gotcha.
And so it's, the brisket that you're eating technically was cooked yesterday. But that's because we're doing a long hold process, to which it continues to kind of help melt down that intermuscular fat and the collagen that's in there.
Gotcha.
So that you get that good mouth taste. Yeah.
I had your brisket fried rice, so I
can
tell you the brisket is absolutely amazing. It's different. I'll say that. The name of the restaurant is different. It is a different brisket. So is that the most popular dish on your menu? Is the brisket, or is it something else?
The ribs are actually ribs are really taking off. Surprisingly for me, anyway. Really? Because ribs are one of those things where I love ribs. Like that's what got me into the barbecue journey. I just wanted a good rack of ribs. And couldn't find it. I wasn't happy, right, with the options that I had. So I just learned how to do it. But yeah, the ribs have really taken off, and we're probably selling anywhere, like I think this past Saturday we sold about 20 racks of ribs.
Wow.
Which is, I mean, that's a lot to us. I mean, in comparison to a lot of other folks, I get it. That's probably not a whole lot.
Right.
But for us, that's a lot.
Right.
Like in our numbers, like the past 6 months, like we've only been prepping right around 10 to 12 racks of ribs every day, right? And then we'll still have some from leftover from the night before, and so it's just like, well, what do you do with this? I don't know.
Right.
Throw it in the freezer, right? But yeah, this past Saturday, I'm just like, look, let's just prepare 20. Like we did 28 racks of ribs. And we sold 20 of them. And we had a guy come in. He bought 8 like right off the bat.
Wow.
Like I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like holy, like that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Right? I'll take that. And
was
so
that a new customer?
It was. Yeah. Okay. And so, newer. They came in, had a little, a dish and stuff like that, and then he came back on Saturday and just bought 8 racks of ribs. He had a thing going on.
Yeah.
And so, 8 racks of ribs. He bought all of our turkey.
Wow.
And I don't know. I hope he was happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was. But it didn't make a lot of other customers happy because all the turkey was gone now.
Right.
So we're just like, I'm sorry.
But see, that's supply and demand. That is gonna just increase that appetite for your barbecue.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When you come in, you're like, for turkey, and we're out.
Mm-hmm.
You see somebody, you might be just in here, and you hear somebody getting 8 racks of ribs. You're like, what the world?
What's going on with those ribs?
And so if he's using that to cater an event or have a little house party or whatever he's doing, now your name's going to gather even more because they're going to ask, who is this? Where's this from?
Right.
So you're about to see an increase.
Yeah. Well, we're here for it, and the beautiful thing is we have capacity to do it.
Yeah.
We're not even up like at our limit. Like we're probably operating at 25% efficiency. Like there's a lot that we can grow into.
Yeah.
But again, I'm thankful for the incremental growth. Right. Yeah. It's allowing us to just take small baby steps in our process and in the food and everything else like that. So But yeah, as far as capacity goes, like our smoker, like this thing is ready to rock.
Oh yeah. Well, like, make sure it stays ready. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because that's how it starts. I mean, I can see where he comes in, get something like that. The next thing you know, his partner may come in and get something big, and he just keeps on spreading.
Right.
Before you know it, because I'm about to be talking about you over there at Buford. So before you know it, you're gonna be taking stuff over there to the school, and that's that's the heart of the city right there.
Right. Right.
So, once they get behind you, you might have to go buy one of these, big shopping center buildings or something like that.
Start cranking out more.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So on your menu, your ribs are the most popular. Do you have any like hidden gems on the menu that people don't really order too much of that you think is like really, really good that they should try?
It's gonna surprise people when I say it, but our kale Caesar salad.
Kale Caesar salad.
Our kale Caesar salad. Like I get it. Kale is very divisive.
Yeah.
Right. I understand. I totally understand it.
It's never intentional.
Yeah. Nobody ever decides to want to have kale.
Right. Absolutely.
But that to me is kind of the point.
Okay.
Right. Is that one, obviously kale is just a very healthy, like green. When you're talking about a green, kale is a very healthy green. And so I'm just like, how can I take something that nobody wants and make it into something that people do want.
Right.
And so I make a Caesar salad dressing, lots of Parmesan, some mayonnaise, a little bit of Greek yogurt, get everything kind of whipped up in there. And then because we're a gluten-free restaurant, I have to come up with some type of crunch factor. And so we've been throwing in some roasted peas.
Okay.
Just to give you a really good crunch, along with some sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, just for a little bit more texture.
Yeah.
And so it surprises people.
Yeah.
It's one of those dishes where unless you've had it, like you're just never gonna know.
Right.
Right.
I would never know about
right.
that.
No, the kale Caesar salad surprises everybody.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, this is actually really good. Yeah. And that's mainly because the dressing is a lot stronger than the kale salad itself,
right? To
where you're not getting that bitterness from the kale, and so we're able to cover that quite a bit with a little bit of dressing, lots of Parmesan.
Yeah.
But really it's just a matter of playing around with the dressing and making sure that salad is dressed up the way that we want, and then you're getting that crunch. You're getting all the seeds and the seasoning that we throw in there.
So is there just one size to that salad, or does it come in like different sizes?
Yeah, we can throw it into any of our sizes that, we can go as big as our bowls that we did for like the brisket fried rice. It's like a 40-ounce bowl if you wanted to feed like, 3 or 4 folks.
Right.
But we can throw that into our typical side, kind of small little 8-ounce cup.
Okay. If they wanted to put a meat on that, what meat would you suggest?
Turkey.
Turkey on that?
Turkey hands down. Turkey's my number 2 meat.
Okay.
Like behind brisket, it's followed very, very closely by turkey.
Okay.
And that surprises a lot of people too. Yeah. The turkey's very, very good here. Okay. And I'm not saying that because I made it.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because that's what I prefer.
Gotcha.
Right. Like if I were to put all of my meat on there, it's going to be brisket first and then turkey.
Gotcha.
And that's just my preference. Then that's followed by ribs, pork, and then chicken. Chicken to me is boring. I get it.
Everybody loves chicken. Yeah.
Everyone loves chicken, but one of my key things is there's chicken everywhere. Right. I mean, we got all different types of restaurants where all they do is specialize in chicken.
Right.
Like literally, they specialize in chicken.
Right.
Do I need to be one of those shops? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be different.
Yeah.
If you did.
Yeah. If I did exactly everything that the same thing they were doing.
Right.
I don't need to be one of those.
Absolutely.
Right. There's plenty of other meats that I can focus on, and so to me, chicken's boring. But I digress. I get it. People love chicken.
Absolutely. In the South.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But we'll have I think once demand starts to really pick up, we'll start to explore like half chickens or whole chickens.
Okay.
The best tasting chicken, in my opinion, is a legit whole chicken that's rotisseried over a wood fire. Hands down, the best chicken you will ever have. Yeah. Like ever. Like no competition. Yeah. Like really, there's no competition.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I definitely believe you.
Oh yeah.
Anytime you start talking real passionate like that, I believe every word can out your mouth. I'm I'm not going to disagree. So as far as the community goes, we talked a little bit about your reasoning for choosing Buford as the place to open. So what role do you see your restaurant as the future comes? You've been here for a year or 2 years, 5 years. What role do you see your restaurant playing in the community?
Well, let me start with I guess the vision for me.
Yeah.
One of our core values is family.
Gotcha.
Right. It's one of our core values. You see it here with our family.
Absolutely.
Right. We want to make sure that the families stick together. And so, when we started off, we wanted for families to be able to get our barbecue, get back home, enjoy it before you get to your next sporting event or whatever. Take it to wherever you're going, right? And just have a good meal, something that you're going to eat together as a family.
Right.
My hope continues to be that you're not coming here to have some type of barbecue experience, right?
Right.
I want you to take the barbecue and go out into your life, go into wherever you're going in your context, enjoy a wonderful meal with your family. Right. That to me is core. And so when it comes to, how can I help the greater Buford community? I think it's just another concentration into, hey, how do we pour into the community as far as trying to redeem the dinner table? Right. I don't think we have enough families that are eating together anymore.
Absolutely.
And so, I would love to see that. Okay. I would love to see that. I don't want you in here eating, even though I do.
Yeah.
Right. I want you to be eating at home together as a family. Call your relatives, call your neighbors, whatever, eat together as a community rather than coming here to have some type of magical barbecue experience. Right. And I think, when you look at some of the other barbecue places that are actually really successful, right, you're going there for that experience. Right. And I totally understand that. I'm kind of taking another approach to where it's like, I want you to just enjoy the food that you're eating and having your experience with your family.
Right.
Like that to me is the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
That I can possibly preach about, I guess. Yeah. Right. Like I want families to eat together. I want them to socialize and have community with each other.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, as far as bringing, what can we bring to the community? I think is continuing to try to push that value, right? To say, look, your family is important. I understand that everyone's busy in Buford, very, very busy. Yeah, everyone's busy, but give us 2 or 3 minutes. Hopefully, you order online, right? Whatever you get in here, you're in, you're out, and you're on your way, right? Our goal has been speed. Right? Can we get you this food in a very efficient and speedily manner?
Right.
And so, it's if you're pulling off the highway or whatnot, get in there, 5 minutes and you're out and you're on your way. Yeah. So kind of fast foodish if you want to think of it that way, kind of. From what I can understand, though, I think we're a little faster than fast food right now.
Oh yeah, more than likely. Yeah, fast food's not that fast.
Fast food's not that fast anymore. I remember sitting in one of the drive-thrus for about more than 10 minutes for sure. Yeah. But in any case, like I get it. People are on the go, and that's where for me it's like I don't want to interfere in your lives. I don't want to have to be some type of experience that you have in your life.
Right.
I just want to be able to provide you delicious, awesome barbecue, and you're on your way, right? You can continue to live your life. You're not tied up in here, wishing that the air conditioning worked or what have you, right? Just keep it moving and,
enjoy your family.
Enjoy your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So have you established any regulars yet? Do you see?
We have several regulars. Oh yeah. They've been coming pretty loyally week after week.
Okay.
And so
did they give you any kind of notion of what made them choose to keep coming back the way that they do?
Well, one of them is because one of the reasons is primarily because we're a gluten-free restaurant. So, there's so many, like it's an unknown quantity of people, right, in our community that they have to have like outlets where they cannot have any kind of bread or wheat or any kind of like flour or anything like that. Those are those people are often overlooked when it
Right.
comes to food.
Right.
And so in order to have a space where, again, if I value family, if one of your family members happens to be a person who can't have bread or
Right.
rolls or something like that, where are you going to go to eat?
Right.
Right. Not only that, if they choose not to eat because they got sick there the last time,
Right.
you know, you're the one who's responsible. You brought them.
Right.
Right. And so, you know, some of our regular are people who've had the food. They know that it's safe for their family members or themselves to eat, because we take extra care to make sure that, one, there's no allergens that they've let us know about,
Right.
but two, we're a gluten-free restaurant, so there's no fear of kind of cross-contamination or
Right.
cross-contact. You know, maybe in other restaurants you might have somebody with, you know, gloved hands and they were
Right.
handling a bun, and then they go like, oh, gluten-free, then they just
Yeah.
grab a bun, unwrap it, or whatever, they just throw it into the bag.
Right.
But you were handling a regular bun
Right.
with your gloves, and you just went to go grab something.
Absolutely.
Right. And that's it. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And then that person's going to eat that gluten-free bun is going to get sick.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we have those regulars, and then we have some regulars who genuinely enjoy the barbecue.
Yeah.
Like, not that they don't, not everyone does, but
yeah.
But they're just like, look, this is like, you can compete with the best of them in Texas. Yeah. This is some of the lines that I've heard, and I'm very flattered by that. Really, not my goal. Right, is not my goal. But I'm very flattered. I've only been to Texas once.
Right.
So I don't even know what good brisket tastes like out there in Texas.
Right.
So I've ordered some, had it drop shipped, but yeah, I don't. You know, I've never been there to actually experience a legit Texas brisket. So y'all can tell me.
Yeah.
But you know, it's definitely those folks who enjoy not just good barbecue, but really great barbecue.
Right.
And yeah, that's, I think some of our regulars appreciate kind of the take that we're, you know, the boldness in flavors, the take that we're doing, and yeah, we'll just continue to keep on developing. Yeah.
And would you say that has become kind of your favorite part as far as being here in Buford, you know, running your business out of Buford? What would you say your favorite part about doing that is? Is it because, you know, you can kind of feel the community when you come into Buford.
Mm.
Before I moved here, that was the one thing everybody would always say. Like, when you get there, you can't leave. You know, it's a community.
Oh yeah.
They love on you. Like you said, it is a very fast-paced community, though. Everybody's always moving, especially sports related.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a community that definitely, you can tell they kind of take care of one another.
Yep.
They know each other. So what has been your favorite part as far as being able to serve this community?
That's a hard one.
Well, I got them.
There's a lot of, I mean, there's so much good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, to try to pick a favorite. I mean, obviously, there's the business side of me that's just like, yeah, people talk.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and so word spreading. But no, I think I can appreciate just the openness to which people have received it.
Okay.
Right. You know, barbecue is like religion to a lot of folks.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. The thing I love about Buford is that I think there's plenty of diversity of thought, that it's kind of like, oh, okay, I can, like, even though, you know, my dogma is towards this type of barbecue,
right,
I see what they're doing,
right,
and I can appreciate that.
Right.
There's an openness to it, and, you know, again, there's a lot of, you know, barbecue religion out there that people hold on near and dear to, and
right,
it's a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong, it's a very beautiful thing. I just don't need to adhere to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's one of the things I love about Buford, is that there's enough openness in thought. There's enough diversity of thinking that they can start to say to themselves, well, why does it have to be just that one way? Right? Like the chains do it just that one way, so they better have good sides. Right. And I'm like, nah, the meat's got to be good.
Yeah.
Like you don't go into a barbecue place and ask for bread, do you? Really? Like that's what bakeries are for. Right. And I get it. People love their bread. So do I. I love bread too. Love my bread. But man, if I go to a barbecue place, I'm having meat. You know what I mean? And so, but again, there's all sorts of different religious kind of connotations with barbecue and the philosophy behind it, which I wholly respect. Love that kind of thinking. Love that. It's just, man, that's why it's different. You know?
Absolutely. I love it, man. I love everything that y'all are doing. And while speaking with your wife, you know, just kind of hearing about, you know, you guys' philosophy about, like you said, like how you're pushing out the barbecue, why you're pushing it out, and even just how, you know, you guys are navigating like social media and how attentive you guys are on social media. You know, it definitely plays a part because this is a social media world now.
We are.
Everything happens through social media. If it never happened if it's not on social media. It's how this generation thinks. So to see the way that you guys navigate it, you know, how you're responding to comments and different things, you know, that's what caught my attention. And then the name, of course, definitely caught my attention because you're like, it's different barbecue. I'm like, well, what's different about it? You know, and that's how I think. And that's why I say, you know, I really want, of course, to experience the food, but my mind goes to what makes it different and then what drew you to do it. You know, that's really where my mind goes, more about the behind the scenes, about the person. Because being in Buford, I've learned quickly that it's about the people. You know, it's not always about what you're able to give as far as service or provide as far as product, but also the people behind it as well. You know, people will be open to you if they see that you're a genuine person and what you're doing is genuine. And you saying that, you know, you do care about the families and you want families to be able to get their food, go home or go to their event, their game, wherever they're going, experience it together. You know, talk about it together. That's going to hit a lot of people because family is important, but then it's also something that we sometimes take for granted. We forget about it a little bit because we are so busy. And so we all kind of get our food and we're all kind of going our separate ways to say, you know, we're going to have It's Different barbecue and we're going to sit down, we're going to discuss, even just discussing the food, like how it tastes. You know, there's a lot of like the brisket fried rice that I had. Did you say that was supposed to be for 3 people?
Well, it depends on the size you get, but
I ate it by myself.
I mean, it's all good. No shame in that. I'll take that too.
So I was gonna try with my son, but then I intentionally got it. So you asked me if I like spicy. I was like, I intentionally got it spicy, and I have a reason not to give him any because he can't do spicy. So I was like, this is me. This is for me. But it was delicious. You know, and so that's a conversation starter. I don't know how many people I told about that brisket fried rice. Just in like my text thread, I was telling my sisters and stuff up here, man, we have to go. Like this is going to be something that you really enjoy. So that, you know, is a conversation starter. So that's a very good approach that you took, you know, to go about that. That's good. So the last thing we're going to talk about, we have a couple of questions that I asked some members of the community to submit for you. And one of the questions was, I think you already answered this earlier in the conversation, so I know what the answer is going to be. But if you could eat only one barbecue for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Brisket.
Yeah.
And you know, more specifically, so, you know, I like the fatty marbled side of the brisket. There's 2 cuts, right? You got the lean, a little bit more dry. Not quite as like unctuous where it has all the collagen. For me, man, I just want that melts in your mouth, fatty, like cut of meat. And y'all missing out if y'all haven't gotten the fatty cuts of brisket. I'm telling you, it's like it just melts in your mouth. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I know what it's going to be on my list now. You already answered this as well. Secret recipe that you'll never share. Your wife has made it very clear. That the banana pudding recipe is off limits.
Banana pudding recipe is off limits.
You'll get beat up. It's like kind of SpongeBob and Plankton. Like, we're not getting that. We're not going to get that. So just enjoy the banana pudding. Don't ask for the recipe. All right. What's the funniest thing that has happened in your restaurant? I know you have your family up here, so I know.
No, we have a lot of fun, man. We actually do have a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work, and that puts a lot of stress on us as a family. Right. In our family dynamic. How I relate to my wife, right? Just even that dynamic, I have to steward that well, because it's like, no, I'm telling you as like I have to steward it in a way. It's like, am I telling you as your husband, or am I telling you as the boss, or am I telling you as a coworker?
Right.
Like there's like all of those relationships are in that one dynamic.
Yeah.
Right. And so how I steward that and how I communicate that to my wife, those things matter. And the same thing for my sons is that, am I telling you because I need you to do it the way I need you to do it? Or am I telling you because you're my son and I want you to avoid this pitfall?
Right.
And so that's challenged me just specifically as a man.
Yeah.
Right. But, that's challenged how I manage my own, I guess, staff, if you want to call it that.
Right.
Because, I have to treat them with the care and respect that they deserve, because they are people, they're individuals.
Right.
But they're also my own family.
Right.
So that all of those dynamics create a complexity to where, in most workplaces, you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
So that's also brought a lot of fun, because I can't speak to other families because I'm not in those families.
Yeah.
In our family, man, we have a lot of fun. Yeah. Like the stuff we talk about at home is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like we would never say these things out in public.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we should.
Yeah.
But, we have a lot of fun. And so we try to bring that here as well, a little bit here as well.
Yeah.
I mean, with some filtering.
Right.
But, every now and then, like with my boys, they'll just let slip out certain things. And I'm just like, yo, watch it. And so, but we still have a lot of fun, right? While, hey, look, we got to push these orders out. We got to get this thing done.
I mean, you wouldn't survive if you didn't have fun.
No, you can't, and you can't, and so being able to work with, your staff, having fun doing it,
right.
While also, I think a part of that is keeping accountability, right? You can't just have fun with zero accountability. Like there has to be accountability. And so making sure that, hey, there's lessons to be learned on this mistake. Here are the lessons, and here's the mistakes that we made and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, right, that it falls on my lap.
Absolutely.
Right? Am I doing my quality checking? Am I tasting everything? Just because he made the mac doesn't mean that I shouldn't have tasted it, right? And so, are all of these steps being adhered to the way that I need them to be, right? To my quality standards. And so it's really, how do I have fun in the middle of stress and in a storm, right? And all you do is just hang on to your family, you laugh about it.
Yeah, that makes it easy.
Yeah.
Because you all know each other well enough to understand each other's needs, so it makes it a great environment to be in when you have your family to rely on.
Right.
So that stress is kind of handled, I would say, a little bit differently because it is your family.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Kind of like a good stress in some instances.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're stressing, but...
Well, it builds your family too, right? It really does. Because, I think, I'm a pretty serious person, like 30% of the time. Right? Other than that, I love to laugh. I love to crack jokes, right? I'm kind of old school locker room kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, as I've gotten older, right, and I have to raise my boys, I have to try to tweak that a little bit, right? Because I need them to mature, not just, always be, in the gutter all the time, so to speak. And so, I have to allow them to see the seriousness of it, right? But also hey, we can still have fun doing this, right? And so there's, again, you're going to parent your children how they should go, and it's how it should be. Right?
Absolutely. And the last question I got for you, if Buford's football team came to you and asked you to create a wolf plate, what items would be on that plate?
What items?
Yeah.
I mean, brisket for sure.
Yeah.
Brisket, the pulled pork, and I'm gonna go sausage.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's kind of the Texas trio. Is that the Texas? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Could be wrong, but no. Yeah, it's actually, anyway, who cares about the Texas trio? We're not in Texas. We're in Buford. Yeah, it'd be the brisket, pulled pork, and sausage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's going to give you enough dynamic flavor across the board, along with I think that's gonna get one of them boys good and full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to play.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, well, I definitely appreciate you, Leng. Again, I'm sitting down with Leng from It's Different Barbecue here in Buford. We're right here off of Buford Highway, maybe a mile and a half away from the campus of Buford High School. It's in a perfect spot right here on the little intersection. This is what Buford Highway, and this is
Highway 20 or
Highway
Buford
20.
Drive.
Yeah, Buford Drive. Yeah, right here in the parking lot with Hardee's and everything. It's Different Barbecue. You know, like I said, I've had the brisket fried rice all to myself, and it was delicious. So I definitely understand just from that one meal a little bit about what makes you different. And this was a great conversation. You know, I got to learn a lot about you and your family, and a lot of your like what you bring to the barbecue restaurant. You know, behind the scenes and what makes it so special. So I challenge everybody, come out to It's Different Barbecue. Try one of the brisket, either brisket or ribs or the turkey. Those are the ones that Leng, he says, are the best. So try those, and then let him know how you feel about them. All right. Again, this is DC with the Wolf Talk Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in.